from the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer. With boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our
Heavenly Father, we come before you at the start of this new day, giving thanks for life, for health, and the opportunity to serve through this station. We ask for your divine presence to guide us in all we do. Bless this broadcast, that it may be a source of inspiration, joy, and unity to all who tune in. Whether near or far, may our words uplift, our music heal, and our message bring light to those who need it most. We pray for our listeners wherever they may be. Grant them strength for the day ahead, peace in their hearts, and success in all they put their hands to. Cover those traveling with your protection and those at home with your comfort and provision. Lord, may everything we do bring honor to you and be a blessing to others. Guide our steps, bless our efforts, and let this station be a vessel of positivity and hope. In your name we pray. Amen.
Your voice, your soundtrack, your station. New Era TT Radio. NETT Radio.
She won't talk to me. If I ain't come to bring she whiskey. Neighbor, oi, you do nothing. Neighbor, oi, your boy coming. Neighbor, oi, leave the gate open. Hey. Neighbor, oi, take it easy. Neighbor, oi, I guarantee. Neighbor, oi, please don't jump the gun. Hey. Get that. Tradition. I go by she come by me. But me partners making confusion, trying to take she away from me. I just hope this joke they're joking. By the time they leave I ain't getting nothing. Boy, If I ain't come, she won't come at all. If I ain't come, that woman go dead. If I ain't come to eat she sweet bread. Neighbor, oi, why you yelling? Neighbor, oi, people hearing. I'll be there for sure. Neighbor, oi, it's Christmas Day. You'll have your way. I'll take it on the floor. Yeah. Get down.
Morning vibes,
Hey.
fresh energy.
Give me.
This is the NETT Radio Breakfast Show.
Get down. Hey.
Well, everybody, good morning to you, and of course, welcome. Welcome to it, wherever you may be on the planet. We welcome you to the beautiful, gorgeous Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. This is the home of New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio,
Hey. Give me.
the heartbeat of the Caribbean. This is where we take you above and beyond. So, Trinidad and Tobago, good morning. Neighbors in the Caribbean, good morning. Friends and family who are streaming all around the globe, good day to you.
Hey. Give me.
Giving God thanks and praises for life. And so thank you, Heavenly Father, for bringing us together for another day. All that we do, dear God, let it be a blessing, honor to you. People, I'm yours, Sir Charles. Happy am I to be here with you in the land of the living.
Hey. Give me.
And even more than that, happy to be here with you on New Era TT Radio. This is a Get Up and Go as we welcome all of you to the Breakfast Show.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The breakfast show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line. Let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Oh, good vibes rolling through the air. The breakfast show energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your doubles or your morning drink.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Breakfast Show right here on New Era TT Radio. It's
You
good
know,
to
for a
have you.
minute there, I forgot to put up my camera. I said, why am I not
realize-
seeing myself?
Wow.
Oh,
Good morning,
I love
Wendell.
that.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, St. Charles. Good morning, Richard. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. And good morning, listeners and viewers all over the globe. It's an absolutely beautiful Monday morning in Trinidad and Tobago, well, certainly in Arima. And we're here. We're happy to be in the land of the living. Condolences to those, again, who would have lost loved ones, including a family who lost a loved one from a hit-and-run driver yesterday. It was so sad.
Did you leave that, boy?
Yeah. We actually have things like that happening in Trinidad and Tobago. It's very sad. It's very, very sad. I hope he or she is caught, because these days you never know. Because at 6:30 in the morning, come on, you're at no risk of any.
Yeah.
Anyway, happy birthday to those celebrating. October is speeding along, isn't it?
Every day, every month is
October
speeding.
already,
Yeah.
Nah, October in particular. I mean, September went quick, but October is just barreling along, So let me say happy birthday to Patrice Prokop Shaw. Happy birthday, Patrice. I know she used to listen to us on the previous show. I don't know if she has joined this show, but I'm sure somebody who's listening knows her and will tell her that Wendell sent happy birthday. The Breakfast Show sent happy birthday to her. Brenda Perez, I don't know where she lives now. She used to be in St. James. Eva Cadogan, Javel Jr. Lilimo. Everybody knows him, the little short, stocky, tubby kind of guy. He's very funny. I watch all his videos. I mean, he is very funny, and hopefully he'll reach very far. Dwayne McAllister, Arlene Ram, Wazir Khan Edu, Steve D'Souza used to be in St. James. We played cricket actually together. and Keston Williams. They're all celebrating birthdays today. I have a very good friend and my compere whose birthday I think is not today. I think it's tomorrow. Roderick Chasso is his name. Anybody know him? I think it's tomorrow. I'll be sure about that.
That name sounds familiar.
Yeah, Chasso is. Yeah, he has a very unusual name. But I think his birthday is tomorrow. No? Chasso, when is your birthday? I'll show you listening. So those are my birthday greetings for today, and of course we welcome anybody else who will put a greeting on the chat. We will gladly wish them happy birthday. All right.
October is a month I seem to have a couple of people celebrating birthdays as early as tomorrow. So start to do some greetings tomorrow.
I don't think there's a day this month that I don't have someone who I know would be celebrating a birthday. I don't think so. It's the month of love, of course. Children born out of love are born this month. You know? I didn't sleep a wink, Sir Charles. I don't know if you got sleep, but I did not get a wink of sleep. I stayed up on the phone with a friend for 2 hours talking. Man.
Okay. Well, Brenda out there in Pinal, good morning to Brenda. Brenda would like to wish her grandson, Amin, a happy birthday. Today is his birthday, so Amin. Yeah. Amin, a happy birthday to you. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That's an unusual name for a first name.
Yeah, I had to read it a couple of times to make sure that was the actual name. But yeah. So happy birthday to you. I may have a good day today. Celebrate your birthday. Yeah. And I'm just scanning through to see if anybody else celebrating, have family celebrating birthdays today. You know, so okay. All right, okay. I think that's the birthday thing I had coming through. But yeah.
I think restaurant weekends today, if I'm not mistaken, or it ended over the weekend. I certainly I didn't take advantage of it, but my son and I went out on Saturday. We went to Jack's, right there down the road from us here, in Arima, and we had a good time. I mean, my son and I, we haven't been out for a little while, and it so happens when I dressed and I went to the vehicle and I was waiting, and he came out to meet me. I looked at him, he looked at me. We both wearing the same T-shirt.
Yeah.
So you sure you want to go like this? Yeah, let me go. So, and I know as soon as we walk in the restaurant, people was watching and say, "Oh, I wonder if they're actually from that team, boy." Because it was a Portugal football jersey.
Oh, you know? Okay. So you both of you love the same team?
Well, we happened to go to the same place, so that's how we ended up with the same T-shirt.
And that you end up with the same T-shirt.
Yeah. So, but it's the first time it has happened, and we just allowed it to happen. We sat down there and chatted a bit. I haven't chatted with my son for a little while, so it was good chatting with him. You know. Yeah. So what's the good news today, Sir Charles? We have a video to show you today too.
Which videos was it?
We have a couple of videos that sent over the weekend.
Oh Lord, I tell you one of the videos, I wasn't able to download the video.
Oh shucks, yes, you said that. But I don't know if you got the Jane Goodall one.
The who?
The Jane Goodall, the 91 year. She died at age 91. She was a primatologist. She had lived in the jungle with chimpanzees. She was known for documenting chimpanzees and naming them and so on. They shared some beautiful videos of her interviews with her over the last few days on social media, on Facebook. And I just thought some of them were so great. The one where she spoke about the spaceship that she would who she would put on a spaceship and send them out into space. You didn't get that one?
No, but there's something I remember. Sometimes there's so much things going through the chat, and then some of these Facebook and Instagram videos and stuff. It's get a little problem in downloading some of them. So I just had to kind of book an external force sometimes to try and get it done. So sometimes trying to get it done on the fly doesn't work. But maybe for tomorrow I'll try and see if I could get it inside. But as you spoke about restaurant weekend and stuff, we went out to a place in Flamingo. Flamingo.
Is that a Chinese restaurant?
No, it's not. It's it's strange enough. You associate Valpark with Chinese restaurants.
Yeah.
No, it's not a Chinese restaurant. But they said all sorts of stuff. But really nice.
Okay, good. Hope you all had fun.
It was pretty cool.
All right, what do you have for good news then today?
All right, so let's get into
it. We apologize for Richard again. Of course, he run down foul and cock whole weekend. So
when you run down, you can't get.
And he run it down in south, so he had a little distance to go to find the foul on him. So,
all right, so yeah, we make the best of it, right? So let's get into our good news segment.
Simple now. If you reach out, I'll respond. If you go quiet, I'll match that. You check in on me, I'll do the same. I reflect the energy I receive. No chasing, no pressure, no second guessing. I've come to value peace over attention. I don't beg for time, force connections, or disrupt anyone's space. I let things be. I believe in energy, and I return it exactly how it's given. Be real with me, and I'll be loyal without question. But if you play games, act distant, or vanish, I won't argue. I'll take the hint and respect the space. I'm not angry, just done with confusion, mixed messages, and putting in effort alone. These days, I protect my peace above all. No drama, no mind games. If you want me in your life, show it. If not, that's okay too. I won't beg or demand answers. I used to overthink everything. Now, I just accept and move on. It's not about ego, it's about peace. I've stopped trying to revive what's already over. Respect and communication matter. Effort always speaks louder than talk. If you want to be treated right, show up right. Because I match what I get, nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah.
You need to send that to me, please.
Someone said
appreciated that.
And
I really appreciated that.
It was so profound,
Yeah.
Denzel Washington, a real achieved actor and motivational speaker. He goes all over the place doing that now,
Yeah.
And
Who's that?
Sorry. Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington.
Yeah, actor.
Yes.
Yeah. And I found it so interesting. Someone actually sent it to me just like like I get it on the YouTube link. I sent back. I said, "Hey, download that and send it over from me." Yeah. But it speaks to how people treat people, and sometimes in life you need to reach that place of understanding, so that you don't let people just continuously take advantage of you, and you take control of yourself.
Yeah, that hit a note this morning. That particular presentation.
Yeah, show up for me, and I will show up for you too.
Yeah.
Don't have me constantly showing up for you, and and it's just me showing up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very profound. I wish you could play it again, actually.
We can. We have time.
Yeah. Go ahead. Play it again.
Simple now. If you reach out, I'll respond. If you go quiet, I'll match that. You check in on me, I'll do the same. I reflect the energy I receive. No chasing, no pressure, No second guessing. I've come to value peace over attention. I don't beg for time, force connections, or disrupt anyone's space. I let things be. I believe in energy, and I return it exactly how it's given. Be real with me, and I'll be loyal without question. But if you play games, act distant, or vanish, I won't argue. I'll take the hint and respect the space. I'm not angry, just done with confusion, mixed messages, and putting in effort alone. These days, I protect my peace above all. No drama, no mind games. If you want me in your life, show it. If not, that's okay too. I won't beg or demand answers. I used to overthink everything. Now I just accept and move on. It's not about ego, it's about peace. I've stopped trying to revive what's already over. Respect and communication matter. Effort always speaks louder than talk. If you want to be treated right, show up right. Because I match what I get, nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah. Match what you get. Match what you get.
Yeah.
Value yourself. And yeah. So that's our motivation for you this morning. And our good news motivation.
Yeah, I like it.
Good
I
news
love it.
motivation. Every now and then we get that, you know. I said we always go in looking for food and place in Trinidad and Tobago. So let's start the week with a nice motivation.
Yeah,
So
very
yeah.
time.
So let's greet the people in the chat now, Wendell.
Let's do that. Valerie Mendoza, once again, coming in at 12:01 a.m. She's spot on with the timing. Suzanne Jessup, Suzanne, Suzette, and Mrs. Gemma. Today, of course, our guest is Mr. Austin Jack Warner. He'll be our guest in the second hour. Margaret Thomas says, good morning, blessed morning, guys. You guys make my week. Have a great day. Erica Charles, thank God for sparing our lives to see another beautiful day. She's from Movan. Michael Cadet, good morning. It's celebration time. It's my birthday. Oh, so happy birthday to Michael Cadet today. One of our regular messages. All right.
Happy birthday, Michael.
Have an absolutely great day. Boy Bidesi from Debe also says, good morning. Ava Smith, blessed morning, Richard Wendell and Sir Charles and all locked on. Ozzy Molino says, good morning. Odell Guy from Sangre Grande also says, good morning. Marlon Motley from North Valsain also says, good morning. Pearl and Stacey Ann Codis from Brazil Village. Diane Payne says, good morning, guys, and all on the live chat. Our apologies for not showing up there, highlighting your comments this morning. Richard is the man who does that. He's not here. Carol Guevara says, blessed and beautiful Monday morning. Mr. Robert Taylor from Fernandina Beach. Miguel Gonzalez, who, of course, I'm sure went to see the play. I says, thank you guys for an enjoyable evening on Saturday at Sapa. It was an excellent performance from the cast. I'm sure you had fun, Miguel. Your boy can't wake up this morning. Estelita Sampson says, good morning, gentlemen. Jossie Richardson, Eunice Dublin, Kathy and Charles, good morning to everyone on the breakfast show. Special morning to Arlene in Bronxville, Texas. Richard Jeremiah also says, good morning to my brothers, Alistair Hart from San Fernando, Joyce Phillip, Apollina's Ingrid from Tucson, Arizona, Melissa from Champlain. Debbie Modeste says, good morning, guys. Hope you all had a wonderful day. And I will also pick up my wine today. I was about to ask Debbie. I looked out for you on Friday when I was there. Saturday, was I there Saturday? Yes, I was there Saturday because I buy soup for that greedy boy called Stephen Harper. And you didn't come as yet. So Harper, listen out, look out for Debbie Modeste today, please. I should be down here also. Carl Guevara says, suddenly I remember I didn't pass by my neighbor. Manuela. Manuela Peters says, good morning to everyone. Happy birthday to my loving sister, Bernadine Ramuta, one of the most loving persons. So happy birthday, Bernadine, from us at the breakfast show, and of course from your darling sister, Manuela. But I'm assuming Manuela is a girl, yes?
But yeah,
Adabi?
In today's world, you never know.
Once you add the A, it becomes a female Spanish name. If you drop the A, it's a male Spanish name. Okay. Ilarizan says, good morning, everyone. Biznat Prasad from, no, Biznat is not from Woodland. It's Subhash from Woodland. Good morning, everyone. Suzette, no, Miss Suzette now. Sherwin and Juliet Kerr, good morning to the Breakfast Show crew and to all listeners. Lambert Bruce from El Dorado. Stellar Services. CJ from New York. Hi, CJ. Much love. Donna Ramlo Chan, good morning, Sir Charles Wendell, Richard, and all on the live. Donna, are you also Debbie Ramlo Chan, who I see posting on Facebook? Estelita Sampson says, good morning, guys. Gail, and an interesting show before you all come on with Antique. Oh, it's Gael she's saying there. Gael she's supposed to be saying. Okay. Wayne Ramsey says, good morning, guys. Wendell, and the event was totally sold out. I am so happy to hear that, Wayne. I hope you had plenty better weather than last year, although it didn't stop us from having a great time. I saw a friend of mine, well, a Facebook friend, because I don't know him personally, Brent Furman, who put up a post about the FET, and I said, go over and tell Wayne I said to give you a apparently it was in the FET when he put up the post.
Okay, that's the Mug FET.
Mug Fest, yes. Mug Fest out in Fort Lauderdale. Julia Batiste says, good morning. Bernadette Yates and Nelicia Yates. Doreen Pierre, Derek Bilwin. November is the month of love, Wendell. Oh. And maybe it's a little bit spillover.
Everybody feel that their month is everything. So that's all right. No problem. You're entitled to that. So go ahead.
Gavin Frank from Powder Magazine. I'm sure it's October period you have Derek. For you to say November is the month of love. Carol Guevara, I didn't sleep a wink either, Wendell. Oh, yes, it was a tough.
What's wrong with all you? Why are they not sleeping?
Long story. DL, good morning, all. Congratulations to Richard on that nice written article in the Saturday Express about his players. I didn't see it. So I had to go out and get a Saturday's papers. Florence Bazi, great morning and week ahead. Chris says Grand Rising. Oh, Lord. I ain't reading your message, Chris. Ambrose Blanc says morning to the crew. Bernadette Yates and Nelicia Yates says good morning. Sankofa says blessed are those who have father and son, mother and daughter relationships. It makes the world a better place. Bountiful graces and blessings. Alicia Almond de Roche, that's a brand new name, I think. Good morning to all. Trinidad Margot from Florida. David McCarthy, Claire Lendor Rollins. Melchizedek said buen dia. Diane Payne, that's Denzel OPS. Thank you. Sankofa is chatting again. Odell Guy, yes, played again. Magic says Grand Rising gentlemen and breakfast crew. Sir Charles, my husband, says that all the time who check for me, I check for them.
Yeah.
Everyone is praising the Denzel Washington. Lyndon says good morning. Joyo Zia, that's a brand new name. Watching from the French island of Guadeloupe. Great and blessed day to everyone. Bonjour.
You're picking up on your French one time.
Yeah. I remember we had a French teacher in class. Her name was Madame Hughes. She used to come in the class, and of course we'd greet her in French, and she'd greet us in French. And then I remember one day she shouted at a child, "Ferme la bouche, stupid!" I said, what did she just say? It's such a stupid mouth she said, you know. Rita Buru Jennings says, great Monday all. Ann Noel also says, good morning, guys, and to Trinidad and Tobago. Have a great day from Oshawa, Canada. CJ says, happy birthday, Michael. Kenny and Harlem, great morning, gentlemen. Sankofa asks Rumbox giving away early Christmas line. We're doing something actually at the end of October, Sankofa, on Halloween. Keelan and Shane. James Kamau says Grand Rising. And Joyo Zia is laughing. Did I get it correct? Ferme la bouche, stupid. That's what Madam Hughes said. Anyway, those are greetings on the chat.
All right. So on the WhatsApp, we have a few people here also. So let me say good morning to Kent and Laventel, Archbishop Ashton Clark. Good day to you. Brenda in Penal, Colin in Caranage, who's probably on his way to work right now. Terry Ann Peters, good day to you. Frank in Aruka. Chris Atuse, good morning. Debbie Modest is here also. Mr. Beeps out in Pity Valley, good day to you. Joyce Phillips, good day to you also. And of course, Mr. Billy out there in Powder Magazine, good morning to you, Mr. Billy, and all the people on the chat. Right, so we are going for a short break.
Dean Allen, let me just greet one more person. Dean Allen says, yo, everyone. And Joyo, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correct. Joyo's here. Said, yes, exactly. So I got my French correct. I remembered it well. All right, Joan Cyrus also says good morning. So we'll go for some commercial breaks now. Then when we come back, we'll give you the news headlines.
Don't miss Furniture Plus Inventory Blowout Sale. Get up to 65% off in-store and online. Enjoy massive savings on furniture, appliances, and more. Hurry, this deal won't last. Shop now and save big at Furniture Plus.
Charm-Flair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop. Located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charm-Flair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Devantry tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charm-Flair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charm-Flair. We do it all.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
All right. Maria Celia says, good morning, guys, and to my cousin Anthony Tinto in Canada. Tinto, I don't know if you're listening. My apologies for not returning your call yesterday. But after I saw that message from Maria Celia, I said, wait, Tinto called me? And I missed his call. Anyway, my apologies. I'll reach out to you later. And Florence Bazi says, my father died at age 77. He would have been 115 years yesterday. And good morning to Slick Money people. All right.
You know,
sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. I want to send out condolences because we had one of our favorite Test cricketers, Bernard Julian.
Bernard Julian. Yes.
Was 75 years old. And really
he passed away yesterday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Changing of the guards, I expect we all at some point in time have to pass the baton on,
Yeah, I think he was alien for a little while actually, because I remember at one point in time, and you know how people like to kill off people in this place. He was one of the persons on social media who was killed off. But he actually passed yesterday. Bernard Julian, former Trinidad and Tobago and West Indies all-rounder, one of the best that played cricket for the West Indies. Those back in the glory days with Sir Clive Lloyd, Bernard Julian passed. Yes, I think he was originally from Carenage. I don't know where he passed, but I think he was originally from Carenage. He went to St. Mary's College, actually, and he played football for St. Mary's College, believe it or not.
Okay. He's a real all-rounder.
Yeah, condolences to the family and the cricket fraternity.
Yeah, because I think with West Indies cricket, he was like one of those all-rounders. He could have ball, bat, field,
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
He was good at everything. You're very right. He was one of the main men in the first World Cup victory, I think in 1975, for West Indies.
That's real glory days, West Indies you're talking about around that time.
Yeah. That's when you're proud to wear the maroon hat. You're proud to wear it. There are very few people like that now playing cricket. Very few.
Yeah, and we'll go all out. I mean, I don't know if it's we that have lost our ability in fielding players and getting the caliber of players that we had, or if it is the rest of the world we stood in time, and if the rest of the world just passed us and gone forward. I don't know what is going on with that.
Playing representing West Indies, we have had a lot of mediocre players over the years representing West Indies, who I don't know is because of where they're from, or because the selector like them, or because they know this one. Mediocre players played for West Indies over the last few years. You understand? And we still have mediocre players playing cricket all now. I don't want to call no name because I know some people like them, but I will someone admire as one. Mediocre. Mental. Me and Tony Fraser just have it out sometimes on social media. On Facebook when he posts.
I just listen to some people. I just see how West Indies cricketers hurt their heart, when they look at it now. And I don't know.
Tony's still trying there. Tony's still trying. Poor fella.
Yeah. Mr. Billy, good morning to you. Mr. Billy is one like that too,
Yeah, Mr. Billy too. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Also, Wendell, you mentioned it this morning about that accident yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what is disappointing for me all the time in this Trinidad and Tobago is to see that, things happen by main intersections and stuff. We should have already had the number and driver of that car already,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because things. This is a main intersection. Is morning time, and we should have had a number, a make, and that car. And we should already find that individual already.
Yeah.
When we don't, this is what makes people feel that they could continue to do all manner of things in this country. If this system is holding people accountable for a lot of things will be different in this place. But the system continues to let us down.
Yeah.
You can't do nothing in real time. Something happens, somebody should be able to say, come, roll back that one time. Let us see who passed there at that point in time. When they're coming or going, some one of those cameras would have picked up that vehicle.
Mm-hmm. I would hope so, because that intersection, as I say, it's O'Meara Road and the Churchill Roosevelt Highway. That's an intersection that's very populated and always has a traffic, regardless of what hour. You always have traffic there.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the person was turning off into O'Meara, because there's a kind of little area that you turn off into get into O'Meara Road now. Road construction is still taking place in that particular area. So I don't even know. I can't visualize exactly where this accident took place, but they said the person was on the eastbound side waiting to cross. Even that, I'm just trying to wrap my head around, because there's a grocery across the road on the other side. So I'm not sure. I just hope the person turns themselves in, even if they're not found.
Yeah, it's sad. Turn yourself in, man. Turn yourself in, and do them kind of thing. Only bong somebody stop,
Yeah.
But then we have so many people driving around, no license, no insurance, and all manner of stuff.
Yeah.
But we'll continue to talk about these things. Let's get into the headlines, because we're going to run a little late, and then we have to craft a poll.
Yeah. I sent two suggestions in the chat already.
All right, okay, no problem.
Yeah.
So,
today's Express, woman killed in highway hit and run. Police are searching for the driver. CWI should have sent development team to Nepal, says Pereira. That's Reds Pereira. Bernard Julian has died. And those are some of the stories trending. Of course, one of the biggest stories trending over the weekend, ministerial portfolios reassigned. PM takes on more responsibility. The Prime Minister literally decimated a lot of the ministries and took a lot of things under her portfolio. Driver fees.
I'm surprised that the PM is actually taking on all of those responsibilities.
I think I know why. This is Kamala 2.0. She has said that she is not going to be making joke, and if she, maybe that's her first way of busting head. Remember she said, "You get head boss." Maybe that's her first way of busting head, by taking away some of your responsibilities or reassigning you. Maybe that's her way of busting her head. You understand? But she might have to go a little further. Let's wait and see. Driver flees scene after fatally hitting woman in Arima. 300,000 citizens to receive better medication under revised CEDAP. So those are some of the trending stories in today's Express. All right, so Charles.
All right. So in the Guardian, major changes for 18 ministers as PM adjusts cabinet portfolios. Prasad Bisesa takes on more responsibility. Is that good or bad? Gonzalez asked if problems in government led to portfolio changes. Political analysts, PM's reassignment shows dissatisfaction with ministers. Miraculous rescue, girl saved from river after falling into drain. Wow, that is a story I probably had to read. Maloney
She's
woman.
River. Somebody, they say she was pushed.
Wow. And then there's the Maloney woman killed in hit and run accident. Boy stabbed to death during row with relative. And psychologist warns trying children as adults could increase crime. But that was a suggestion by the Homeland Security Minister that they should be charged and tried as adults, So that is a next thing that is. But just like we had in the reshuffle, we had a minister of police, we now have a minister of prisons.
I don't follow that though, especially in light of the fact that there is a pending brouhaha with him and prisons, with a senior prisons officer and that person's attorney. Or you could put that same individual now in charge of prisons. I don't know what they're doing, huh? Anyway, let me do the news there. Lottery games, troubling trend. 10 local artists qualified to be considered for Grammy Awards. Trinidad celebrates clean audit, $6 million surplus. So that's excellent news. Delay in master project affects Northeast Trinidad. Boy 17 among 2 shot in Diego Martin. Shoguana's attorney arrested for illegal gun and ammo. That story trended over the weekend. Because, your social media posters come back to haunt you. Under attack in Woodbrook, that's also some. So those are the trending stories in today's Newsday. All right? That takes care of all 3 newspapers. All right?
Yeah.
So we can open the lines.
Yeah, so we can and we will. So people, you can call us at 281-1315 or 299-5156. You can get in on the conversations now.
Yeah. Feel free to raise anything. The reshuffle, realignment, and I don't know what else they call it. You could talk about that. We could talk about anything today. All right. Of course, our guest in the next hour will be Mr. Austin Jack Warner, former chairman of the UNC, former minister of Works and Minister of National Security in the People's Partnership Government. He'll be our guest in the next hour. Former FIFA Vice President. Can't forget that one. All right. Yeah. Dante, I don't know what it is.
So we are going. Yeah. We are going to the lines. Caller, good morning to you, Mr. Billy.
Oh, yes. Good morning to the breakfast show without Mr. Cheddar. You know him. But it's a really tough weekend go through here in the passing of this legendary cricketer, Mr. Bernard Julian. I heard when they spoke that he born in Canada, but when I want to let you know also he lived on Powder Magazine Phase 2 for over 15 years in a president called D. Yeah, he was my neighbor for 15 long years.
I never knew that, Mr. Billy.
Yeah, he even played for a Windball team inside of here. I was the captain and he was in slips feeling right there. So he really made a remark on the landscape and he was a fine all along there. I remember when Brian Lara came back from that first Australian tour and he came in here to look for Bernard Julian. I was downstairs on vacation and I was washing on my car and Brian Lara came straight and was asking me where he lives and he was to the window and waving and telling me to bring him up, man. Bring him up, Billy, and you come up too. And this was a very interesting interaction. You know, you're speaking. First time I ever heard the term playing ball late. I really hate to talk about now, but that conversation in that house upstairs by Bernard Julian there, it was something I will never forget when Brian Lara was at Bernard Julian residence. So I want to take the opportunity and say condolences on behalf of the residents in Powder Magazine Phase 2. We will do something in his memory. He'll live here among us and we knew him. And I want to say that condolences to his family. I know his wife, Brenda. I know it will be a very tough time for them. And I just want to say, God, to the glory, God knows everything. And condolences against his family. And may his soul rest in peace. Please a good. Thank you.
Thank you for that tribute, Mr. Billy. That's a great memory that you have of Bernard Julian. I didn't even know he lived in Powder Magazine there for 15 years. I didn't know that. So that's good to hear, Mr. Billy. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, that's good news, you know.
Yeah.
As I say, he was very close to the ground. Yeah. Kuala, good morning to you.
Good morning, gentlemen. I'm calling on your new program.
Good morning. Where are you calling us from, Kuala?
From Shogunas.
Shogunas, okay, great.
Yeah. So, my concern really, although it gives the new administration time to settle, there seems to be growing lack of confidence really in how they're administrating at the moment. All these, I don't find that the Prime Minister is very transparent with the public in terms of coming out and giving us the actual facts. My concern is from the last UN meeting and return, I felt that a lot of information should have been disseminated pertaining to the OFAC license itself. Seemed to diverge from the question as to whether she recognized the Maduro regime when she's advocating that she supports the people of Venezuela. But the people of Venezuela seem to be although they may be against Maduro, sitting 100% of them against any foreign
invasion.
Yes, right? So by saying that, you're deflecting away from the issue that the reporter was asking her. So if it is that you're deflecting upon that, how it is that you are to engage with the regime if it is that you are taking a particular stance. And by putting the media under the bus by saying that the media is propagating, but there's so many evidence to support that our administration, and they continue to do it on a regular basis, seem to practicing poor diplomatic relations. Right? So that is my contribution this morning.
Yeah, thank you for that. Which was the video I wanted to actually show that Sir Charles wasn't able to download. The video of Akash Samaru questioning the Prime Minister when she's saying that does not arise. I mean, and breaks it from answering. I mean, it's either yes, you support the Maduro regime now, or you don't. You could say you support them now. You didn't at one time. Nothing wrong with that, you know.
Yeah. So what did she say? She didn't even say, well, look, I will get back to you all on that or something. Nothing.
No,
She just reflected it.
Yeah, I mean, she's basically brushed off Akash and didn't want to answer the question. Well,
But I think really, and Shida, and I agree with the caller. You know, there's quite a bit of things that are happening that the government needs to bring clarity on. And a failure to do that will only allow people to create all manner of things in their minds. And it will also give the opposition plenty whip to hit you on your back. Good morning to you, caller. Miss Sampson.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, Miss Sampson.
I know why. I know why Kamala is taking on certain things. You cannot leave foul to watch corn.
Oh, Miss Sampson, come right, go there.
Check out the stuff that she planned to take over. At that age, you shouldn't be taking over all those stuff, but you cannot leave
foul to watch corn.
Thank you. You make me want to change the poll now.
A lovely program before you all. Huh?
No, you go ahead.
I had a lovely program before you all open. This guy had some antique stuff. The gramophone even play a record. And I find something like that, you all could go back and look at it. Something like that is supposed to be in a nice building, where you could go and see, children could go and see.
Like a museum something.
And if you see things that I didn't even know about way before I was born, and it is a little shack somewhere, I find we could do better than that. But you can't leave out to watch corn.
Yeah. Miss Sampson, you're right on the money this morning.
Put a fault to watch corn though by putting the Homeland Security Minister in charge of the prisons. That's an issue right now. That has been a issue that exploded in the news. And he threatening to sue the lawyer for the prison officer. So, and you put them in charge of prison now because there are allegations of which was Superintendent Alexander then, visiting a high-profile prisoner he accompanied an assistant commissioner. That's been the police put out that notice that he had commissioned and he accompanied an assistant commissioner to see a high-profile prisoner in January this year. We didn't say it, the police said that.
Hold 1 minute there, Wendell. Caller, good morning to you.
Hi, good morning to Charles. Good morning, Wendell.
Morning, caller.
Wendell and to Charles, I am a bit disappointed with the Prime Minister because you went away, you spoke at the UN General Assembly, you had meetings, you did a lot of things that you said would benefit Trinidad and Tobago, a lot of goodies that you win. And when you came back, you did not even hold a press conference to enlighten the population as to the goodies or the wins for Trinidad and Tobago. I felt that was an insult to the population because say what you want about Dr. Rowley. Say what you want about Dr. Rowley. Whenever he goes anywhere and he comes back, he outlines in detail what transpired on his visit. Right? And he subjects himself to any kind of question that they would ask him. Whether it puts him on the spot, yes or no, and he answers. You may not agree with some of the answers, but he did. And I find this is lacking with this Prime Minister. You actually wanted to cloud Akash because he asked you that question and then you went to him and to go force me to answer the question. Let's move on. I find these things are wrong and people not say it's wrong. And some of the media, they would not ask any question that they see don't themselves on a spot. Because politicians should realize that some of the things you say in the past could come back to haunt you in the
Most
present.
of the time it does.
Mm-hmm.
And also in moving the Homeland Security Minister to now be the Minister of Police into legalize or justify the allegations against him. Have a good day.
Yeah, thanks, Gola. Yeah.
No, well, I don't necessarily agree that it justifies what is being said, but I do agree that at this particular point in time, until that is really settled properly, to put them in charge of that institution, it really seems as if you are trying to muzzle or something, But I at this point in time, I would not have done that.
Yeah.
I would not have done that.
The Prime Minister is in a tough position with some of the ministers that she has there. She removed a lot of stuff from Housing Ministry too. I suspect, because anyway, I don't want to speculate. Somebody may be speculating here, but that's all we can do.
But that's all we can do without
no explanation is forthcoming.
Yeah, we speculate and we'll have and we will form more opinions until we get the information, and there are those who have it and have a responsibility to disseminate it.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning to you, caller.
Good morning, guys. The cabinet definitely need to be on the same page, because everybody's saying something different. It is the definition of bipolar disorder, because they all saying something different. They need to have a caucus, meet before they talk, because they all over the place. I wouldn't mind the deal going through. No, or any writing in Trinidad and want the deal to go through. But how you can't see Maduro wanting to meet with them after all what they said. Anything they didn't say, they didn't remember. Mm-hmm. They washed them out, as the old people say, on the people. But anyway, that's not why I call. Wendell, I don't know if you noticed, my vehicle insurance was up yesterday. I renewed it on Friday, but I had to go third party because I have a 65% no claim bonus. I've been in an accident once and somebody bounced me from behind, and I was paying $3,200, and it went up to I think $4,500 or $4,600. That was fully comprehensive. But I have flood insurance because I don't want to go somewhere and next thing you know I get flooded out and I can't get back no money. I had to go third party because that is what it was, $1,500 more than what I usually pay. And when I ask the people I deal with, they say, the premiums went up because of all the excessive accidents it had over this year. And I really could agree that it did a lot of accidents this year. But are requesting maybe you all could talk to someone,
an insurance expert,
why it is this excessive amount increase in fully comprehensive insurance.
All right, we'll work on that. So Charles, put up the poll now. All right, Alistair. Our poll is: do you expect the cabinet reshuffle to result in better governance? That's our poll this morning. I'm sure a lot of you are aware that there was a cabinet, not a reshuffle, a realignment, reassignment, all manner of things. But a lot of the responsibilities from ministers have gone into the office of the Prime Minister under the Prime Minister's specific care. So, do you think it will result in better governance? Yes or no? All right.
Okay. So that's the poll, and we could probably take one more call going up to 7 o'clock. Good morning to you, caller.
Yes. All right.
Caller, you're live.
We can probably take one more call going up to 7.
You're listening to the TV. You need to listen to your phone, caller.
Again, listen to your phone.
remember sometime when they had the big award in Barbados that they talked about Julian because I know he was on the World Cup winning team and he didn't make the way and he wasn't down there. So I had asked about him and he didn't really establish what was his status. And now learning that he died, he said condolences family. Well, I remember he was one of the top players from Trinidad and Tobago, play for West Indies, he had 100 in Lords, and that all make him famous. And the great left hand skills he demonstrate. So, and then we lost our next activity from the Wendell Motley era. So, condolence to them, yeah.
Yeah, man. All right. Take care. Thanks. I know we missed the first part of the presentation because you were listening to the interview. You were listening to the radio instead of listening to the phone. But we got
yeah. All right. So we are going for the news. So when I read the poll for them one more time before we go for the news.
Do you expect the cabinet reshuffle to result in better governance? Yes or no? Of course, this was done by release from the office of the president. It wasn't a press conference or anything of the sort. So do you expect it to result in better governance? You can vote resoundingly during the time that we spend on news. Okay?
So people, please remember to vote yes or no first and then put in your comments. All right? That way we could track the poll properly and stuff, right? So continue to vote throughout the news, and we will be back on the other side of 7 o'clock. We expect to talk with none other than
Austin Jack Warner.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. All right. We're coming back, people.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio and Guile Caribbean. I'm Derek. President Christine Carla Kangaloo has approved a sweeping reshuffle of ministerial responsibilities on the advice of Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar. The changes, formalized in the latest Gazette and effective October 3rd, include major shifts in Homeland Security and public utilities. Minister Roger Alexander now takes charge of the prison system, while Barry Patterath gains oversight of power generation, including TGU and PowerGen. Attorney General John Jeremy retains his post but now handles the Criminal Justice Unit only, with several commissions and tribunals transferred to Justice Minister Devesh Maharaj. Saddam Hussein now leads the new Ministry of Land and Legal Affairs, focusing on land management and tenure regularization. The Health Minister loses the National Health Insurance portfolio to Finance Minister Davendranath Tanku, while the Prime Minister's office assumes control of constitutional reform, heritage buildings, and several housing programs. Other adjustments affect the ministries of Agriculture, Housing, Culture, and Trade, marking one of the most extensive cabinet realignments in recent years. The Ministry of Health has announced the rollout of the revised Chronic Disease Assistance Program, or CDAP, effective today. Health Minister Dr. Lakram Bodo says the updated program follows a full review launched in June to improve its clinical, operational, and financial performance. The revised CDAP now includes several new free medications, among them losartan, clopidogrel, risperidone, sertraline, and rosuvastatin, available at pharmacies nationwide. Bodo says the changes will benefit more than 300,000 citizens, particularly those in rural and underserved communities, by improving access to care, enhancing diagnostics, and cutting costs. First introduced in 2003, CDAP provides free medication for conditions such as hypertension, diabetes, asthma, and mental health disorders. Officials say the upgrade marks a major step toward better treatment outcomes for patients across Trinidad and Tobago. Two political analysts have criticized former Prime Minister and Energy Minister Stuart Young over a Facebook post accusing Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar of gaslighting the nation about the Dragon gas field deal. In his post, Young questioned whether the government actually had an OFAC license and accused the Prime Minister of selling out Trinidad and Tobago's interests. However, political analyst Dr. Indira Sejuan said Young was misrepresenting what Prasad Bisesar stated, noting she clearly said the license process was still ongoing. She also dismissed claims of disrespect toward Venezuela, adding the Prime Minister has maintained a diplomatic tone. Dr. Shane Mohammed called Young's comments a false narrative meant to damage the government's credibility ahead of the upcoming Tobago House of Assembly election. He said the previous administration under Young had itself lost the OFAC license and should accept responsibility. After months of investigations, a Trinidad and Tobago soldier has been charged in connection with the disappearance of nearly 28,000 rounds of military-grade ammunition from Camp Camudo. Defense Force officials say the warrant officer responsible for the bunker faces 3 charges, including negligence and bringing the regiment into disrepute. The matter will be heard internally with the Chief of Defense Staff, Air Vice Marshal Daryl Daniel, to decide if it proceeds to a court-martial. The ammunition went missing in February, triggering a lockdown and search of the camp. A board of inquiry later found evidence of a possible cover-up and discrepancies in how the ammunition was reclassified from operational to training rounds. Officials have also linked regiment-stamped ammunition to several gang-related murders, raising serious national security concerns. A 13-year-old boy is among 2 suspects arrested during a national security operation that foiled an attempt to smuggle contraband into the Aroca Maximum Security Prison using a drone. The overnight operation began around 6:30 p.m. Friday and involved the police service, defense force, and prison service. Officers intercepted the suspects near Ford Street Extension, Bon Air, after they tried to flee through bushes and leap from a 25-foot embankment. They were captured following a river search. Seized items included over 1 kilogram of marijuana, 256 packs of cigarettes, 15 cell phones, a drone with 16 batteries, and other prohibited items. Police said this is the second foiled drone drop in recent days, as law enforcement continues to crack down on smuggling operations targeting the prison. Since 2013, the counter-trafficking unit has rescued more than 900 victims, mostly Venezuelan women and girls. Deputy Director Dane Marie Marshall says 80 people have been charged under the Trafficking in Persons Act, including 15 women. Only 2 have been convicted, a police officer and a bar owner. Director Alan Miguel says trafficking is linked to organized crime, including drug and arms smuggling and money laundering. Officials say most victims are lured from Venezuela through false job promises and later forced into sexual exploitation. The CTU hopes to move Trinidad and Tobago to Tier 1 status on the U.S. Trafficking Index by securing more convictions. Internationally, 5 people, including a 15-year-old girl, have been killed in a wave of Russian missile and drone attacks across Ukraine overnight. President Volodymyr Zelensky said the strikes, which hit multiple regions, including Lviv and Zaporizhia, also left tens of thousands without power. 4 members of one family were killed in the village of Lepivka, while another person died in Zaporizhia. Ukraine's Air Force reported intercepting part of the assault, saying Russia launched more than 500 drones and over 50 missiles. Lviv's regional head described it as the largest attack there since the full-scale invasion began in 2022. Neighboring Poland scrambled fighter jets, with NATO aircraft also deployed to secure the region's airspace. Moscow's defense ministry said it carried out what it called a massive strike on Ukrainian military and infrastructure targets. Zelensky renewed calls for stronger air defenses, saying faster international support is needed to end what he called Russia's aerial terror. And that's news at this time.
That was news now. Stay informed with new Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Your mid-morning just got better. Join Sir Charles for the mid-morning mix and mingle, where good music, real talk, health, and family matters come together, and your voice is heard. Whether you're at work, on the go, or just taking a break, this is the perfect mix to keep you engaged, informed, and entertained. The mid-morning mix and mingle, Weekdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Join me, Brother David Muhammad, every Tuesday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. here on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio, Powerful Radio. Join me to hear knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Tuesdays, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. here on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Mornings just got better. You're locked into Net Radio Breakfast Show, fueling your day with the best music and real talk.
Jami maringe soka maringe baranga siala me parang parang maringe baranga siala me parang parang siala me parang parang give me a soka parang parang me panna rock you the rock specially you hear the best man musically I love me parang parang maringe baranga I love me parang parang diva. Senorita, but anything else to come right after maringe baranga. Alabe parang parang maringe baranga. Alabe parang parang. This is a blessing maringe soca. Como esa señora muchacha, but what I want you to do together, we go dance the maringe baila maringe baranga. Alabe parang parang maringe. And you can sing all the tune with me, maringe baranga. I love me barang barang, maringe baranga.
Breakfast Show, bringing you the energy, music, and vibes to start your day right.
And of course, that is what we aim to do. Make sure we start and we keep your day going right. Welcome inside the second hour of New Era TT Radio, Net Radio. Of course, we're here on Gael Caribbean, so I want to say a very special good morning to the Gael family. So remember, people can listen to us all day. So when we are through with the TV stream and the YouTube and Facebook stream, remember you can get us all day at newerattradio.com, all right? New Era TT Radio on TuneIn. So you're able to get us on your Alexa and of course all of your Google devices. And of course, don't forget that your next engagement on the YouTube and also on Facebook will be at 4 o'clock this afternoon with Tony Fraser inside of the Drive Time Exchange, all right? So we're talking Calypso History Month up inside of there. It's great conversation. So next engagement is around 4 o'clock. Also, very quickly, when you get them there, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. And also hit the support button because we need your support on all of the platforms. There's a support button there where you can help us to stay on air. All right? So don't go anywhere. Continue to vote on the poll, yes or no. And when we come back, we're going to give you the poll results.
Charm Flair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Champlain, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davantry tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Champlain Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Champlain. We do it all.
Pay $1 down on hire purchase plans at Furniture Plus. Enjoy fast approval, low interest rates, and up to 36 months financing. Retirees, self-employed, and permanent employees apply today. Buy now, pay later with Furniture Plus credit plans. Conditions apply.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
We are back. I just saw a post from Michael Phillips, of course, who represented Trinidad and Tobago in cycling, and has had a very successful cycling on the avenue over the years. Just put on a Facebook post there that there will be no cycling on the avenue this year. I was very sad to see that, because that has been a staple and a success on the avenue every year for quite a number of years. So there will be no cycling on the avenue this year. I just saw that post.
So how does that happen?
I don't know. Maybe it probably has to do with sponsorship, or permissions. I don't know that the Port of Spain Corporation will tell Michael Phillips no. So it probably is something else. Of course, I'm speculating now. He didn't say what was the reason, but there will be no cycling on the avenue this year. That's what he announced.
Okay. Wow.
I know the Ministry of Sport had some people sent home too over the last few days. Some contract workers, their contracts came to an end and they were not renewed in the Ministry of Sport.
There's something also brewing with the with teachers and acting positions and stuff and things. I have to get some more information on that, because I understand that some people who were acting in positions were given notices, no more acting. So I don't know if all those positions are expected to be filled, or if what is really going on. But as I said, right now a lot of things are happening, and government needs to have a proper press conference.
There's no announcement yet of the budget date, Sir Charles.
Oh, good. Well, don't talk about that.
No announcement yet. Hopefully it will come today.
Yeah, because today's the 5th.
Yeah, because the date I got from someone is the 13th, but the 13th is a Tuesday. Today's the 6th.
The 6th.
So
the 6th.
That'll be next week Monday. So let's see if that happens, if that person who gave me that information is correct. Anyway, our poll. Do you expect the cabinet reshuffle to result in better governance. Of course, quite a few ministers have lost responsibility, including the land, agriculture and fisheries minister has lost his entire land portfolio. It's gone into, I think, Saddam Hussein is now in charge of it. You'll see. So you ready for votes, Sir Charles?
Yeah. We can do.
Michael Oliver, one of the staunchest supporters of the UNC, is very consistent. He says yes. Diane Payne, no. Derek Billewin, no. Maria Cellier, no. Florence Bazi, no. Helen Prescott, no. Sankofa says no. Dean Allen didn't vote. Bernadette Yates, no. Magic, no. Kazim Mohammed, no. No. Alagabi. Claire Lendor Rollins, nope. Ron DeSantis Jr., no. Eunice Dublin, no. Joyce Phillip, hell no. Alistair Hart, no. Not at all, no. Andre Reno, no. Eva Smith, no. Shema Paul, no. Anthony Bullard, that's a new name, no. Rena Jennings, no. Wayne Joseph, no. Hilary Zahn, no. Sheppy, hell no. Bridget Buchanan, no. Robert Harper, no. Nil, zilch, nada, zero, zip, niet, nunca. Felix Cazo, no. Melchizedek, no. Chico Money Grip, no. Keith Clark, no. Margaret Thomas, no. Beauty Culture, no. She wants to micromanage. You know, Beauty Culture, I really don't blame her, you know, as I say, with some of those ministers.
Now, with some things, you have to micromanage.
Yeah, I really don't blame her.
Especially if things are not getting done.
Yeah. Carol Guevara says no. Big long watery stoops. Ron DeSantis Jr. voted already. James Kamau, no. Erica Charles, no. Edwin Joseph, no. Jason Samuel says yes, or at least I hope so. They all got an increase in pay, so more work is good. Ann Noel says no. Joseph Clement, no. Same old. Keith Clark, nice music to bring in the second hour. Trini in Boston, no. Debbie Mitchell says yes. That's another stone supporter on the chat. Keep up the good work, folks. Mrs. R says no. Morgan, no. All right, no. Mrs. R says no again. Well, you give me
how much no's you want to say?
That is how she is sometimes, you know. I don't know how much Richard does make out, you know.
Oh my! I'll play a song. I'll play a song for her one day. But that's what Richard
says no. Wesley Curry the second just says hi. G8 says no. Wesley Curry also says Jesus. Okay, Wesley Curry, you sure you're on the right show? Miguel Gonzalez says no. Wesley Curry is a troller, clearly. They should remove Philip in full. Which one of them? Watts or Alexander?
So we have two Phillips and we have two Alexanders.
Yeah, we have two Phillips and two Alexanders. So which one?
Wow.
So that's it from I have on this chat, Sir Charles.
All right. So let me tell you what's going on the WhatsApp. Let me scroll back down here. So I have Pauline saying yes. I have Brenda saying no. Judith saying no. Captain Ron saying yes. Raymond says no. Miss Sampson, hell no. Laverne, what did Laverne say? Laverne says no. Mr. Billy didn't vote. I just want to make sure I had to go into some of the messages. I tell them put yes or no first. All right, so Mr. Billy didn't vote. Mahi says yes. Kenwin says yes. And Sachin says yes. Valerie says no, which is Miss Mendoza. Horatio says no. And I have Sexy Red coming in saying yes. Any last minutes on your side?
Just one more. Apollina said no.
All right. Apollina saying no. So that's All right.
So Sir Charles is now tallying. He will count and crumple, or tally and throw.
We had 59 persons on the chat voting in the, today. 59, and 10 of you said yes, and 49 says no. Yeah, 49 saying no, and 10 saying yes.
Yes. Okay, so that's
that
it.
They expect things will change. I said it might be a even Steven at that time, because when we started off, the first 5 went one in, one out, that kind of thing. Yeah, but then of course the no's just started to take over.
Yeah. I don't. Well, I don't know. Maybe when they explain it, because there are some explanations. I didn't go through the whole list of the how they realigned and reassigned stuff, but basically, the Prime Minister has taken on a lot more responsibility from some of the ministries and ministers, and we'll see where that goes. You know, she has a cadre of ministers in the office of the Prime Minister to assist her, Nicholas Morris. Who else? What's the guy named from the attorney guy? Daryl Alaha. Is Daryl Alaha? I think is Daryl Alaha. And there's someone else in the office of the Prime Minister to assist her. So we'll see where that goes. But clearly she is not satisfied with how some of the ministers have been conducting their ministries. Clearly that's a way of saying that. You understand? And that's par for the course. To me, Dr. Rowley leaves some people in some positions for way too long. Way too long.
Like who, boy?
Polinone.
Like who, boy?
Yeah, them gone.
I looking for names from Calypso, you know.
I'll get them off the radio.
People, and that's it for the poll.
Yeah, that's it for the poll.
So I am into the final verse of my Calypso right now. I expect that by today or tomorrow, after I finish Dr. Wendell, I'll complete it.
You gave me some royalties or what?
Yeah, of course you must get royalties. Once royalties come your way, we definitely have to get royalties.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. But it is an interesting development taking place here. You know, I mean, people call it a kind of soft reshuffle. But
it's not bossed, but it's not bossed in a bossed way. It's like a little clout.
Yeah,
you know?
You got a little culprit. You got a culprit.
Yeah, she got had a bossed eventually, you know. Trust me.
Yeah, but eventually, you know, you had to come down hard on some people. Because trust me, doing that kind of stuff at that level is plenty work, you know. If you're a lazy person, if you've been getting by, you know, in a particular kind of way, when you're in government and in governance, you have it's night and day, you know. It's no sleep, you know. Sometimes you have to put aside so much just to get things done, you know. And I always take that cue back from Ms. Beckles, in talking with her in our interview that we had, and she has given me that rundown as to, and just being a minister, you know, what it entails. Sometimes you, and that's why they have to have drivers and stuff, because while they're on the way, they know you're going through notes, you know, getting briefings, things change as they go along. Yeah,
I the ones who do like to read in the night. Read your notes when you go home in the night.
Yeah. No, but sometimes when you, I mean, like, let us say you have other meetings, you have parliament, you get it home late, because you know those parliament sittings too does go late night to it. Yeah. So sometimes when you get home, when you just want to get home and go to your bed.
Oh, I now remember. I have a little bit of good news, but at least for 7 corporations, 7 corporations, members of council have received their back pay. Diego Martin Regional Borough is one. Diego Martin Borough Corporation is one. Point Fortin Borough, I think, is one. And Tunapuna Piako, I think, is the third one for the PNM. And there are 4 UNC corporations who also receive Pinal Debe, Kuva, Tabaki, Talparo, and 2 others. So 7 corporations, they have received their back pay. And from what I'm hearing, the figure is bigger than I thought I was going to get. So I don't know what they're waiting until get the Port of Spain. I need my money.
Yeah. Mr. Warner, if you're hearing us, 1 minute, Wendell. Mr. Warner, if you're hearing us, I think you should be, because he's backstage. You'll have to go back out and log back in and allow the system to allow use for your microphone and your camera. If not, we will not be able to hear you. Right now, we're seeing you backstage, but you will have to log back out.
Bring him in, you won't hear him?
No. I can't bring him in if his microphone is, at least, is not engaged.
Okay, well,
right now the microphone is not engaged. So if you can, just log back out, and when the system asks you for use of your microphone or your camera, allow that, and then you'll be able to get back in the studio.
Yeah. So Mr. Warner, I hope you're hearing us. Log out and come back in and allow the system to access your microphone. Right?
Right. I think he
he's doing that.
Yeah. So he's out. So we will be talking with Mr. Warner very shortly. In the meantime, I see we have a call coming in. Let me see if Miss Sampson come with our next good joke for me this morning. Miss Sampson, good morning. Miss Sampson, you there?
Yes. Good morning. I just want to find out if you all have a number for how many people have been sent home, because people are still being sent home.
50,000 we estimate.
Huh?
We estimate about 50,000 people.
Yes, hello. I'm wondering how many people the total has been sent home, because people are still being sent home from the sports. Just now will be the teachers and other stuff. What's gonna happen for these people? Christmas coming. What taking place?
Yeah.
Well, we'll wait and see.
Yeah.
So Charles, we have
what's happening in Santon on the waterfront.
Yeah. All right, Miss Sampson. Thanks.
So Charles, just check the chat. We clearly have a troll. It might be one of the old trolls come back.
I will check it as we go now. So one seems to be still having that problem. He's coming back in, but I'm not seeing his microphone engaged.
You want to call him?
Yeah.
You want to do a phone interview?
Yeah, I can do that also.
Let's try it now. Let's try a phone interview. I'm sharing his number now, right?
Yeah, certainly.
So you could call him and tell him we'll do it via phone if anything. We don't want to miss the opportunity to speak with him.
Yeah, okay, no problem.
All right. And Andre says, Wendell, if you recall, when the UNC won election and the portfolios were assigned, it had a lot of issues. I think this was just fixing a lot of those issues, like prisons going to Alexander. Well, why would you put that now in light of the fact of what's going on with him and a prison officer and the issue of him going into the prison and meeting with? Why do that now? You're putting him in a compromising position in a kind of way. You shouldn't do that. And I don't know that people making excuses for the UNC government. UNC government have a lot of experience in it, And as people say, the PNM was there 10 years, the UNC was also there the 10 years to prepare for governance. And they had all the answers in opposition. So you can't tell me when you're coming now, you're still searching for this something. You should hit the ground running. You allowed a few mistakes, yes, but don't give me that as an excuse. It had a lot of issues in they overstuff the cabinet. That's what they do. They overstuff it. So she had a boss head. The Prime Minister will have no choice but the boss head eventually.
All right. Well, I have Mr. Warner on the phone. Let me just make sure. Mr. Warner, are you here? That's okay there?
I'm hearing you quite clearly.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for joining us. Sorry we can get you on the system that we would really like.
My IT man will be here shortly. When he comes in, you may try again. I am not too acquainted with all these technology.
I had to get big like you one day, and have an IT man. Actually, I do. Come to think of it.
But you are bigger than me. You have the whole country at your disposal.
So what? It's so great to hear you. Thanks for joining the breakfast show. Is he there?
All right.
Right. So tell us.
Yes, go ahead.
What is Austin Jack Warner up to these days? We know that you had re-entered the political fray in a bit, in the campaign trail and so on. What are you up to?
Well, I am seeing what remains of my business. For the last 10 years, my business took a beating, but I'm seeing about my business. I'm seeing about the Sunshine Today newspaper. I am playing some All Fools with my All Fools team. And my IT man is here, so hold on. He might be able to do all the things you want me to do. He's here now.
Oh, so we probably get you back on the system.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so go ahead. You tell what he has to do.
We can do on the phone by the time. Yeah. So all right. But how do you feel about the latest court victory that you would have had at the Court of Appeal in terms of questioning all your matters with regard to extradition?
My main thing is that it should not have taken 10 years for us to reach this stage. I mean, in 10 years' time, administrations have changed. Witnesses, some of them have died, others have forgotten. I have been made to spend a fortune, literally, and I don't think that it should have taken 10 years. And if there are any lessons to be learned from this, is that how we must strengthen our judicial system so as to avoid these kind of delays. That's all.
All right. What do you expect to come out of this matter now?
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, we hear you.
Yeah, hold on 1 minute. Let me just make that changeover from the system to get you inside.
Oh, there you
You can
switch off your phone now, Mr. Warner. You can end the call on your phone now.
Yeah. Right.
All right, you could see me, I imagine?
Yes, we're seeing you too.
Okay, fine. Many people would like to see me.
But you look younger, man.
I'm happy you do.
You're what, 83 now, Mr. Warner?
Hello?
You are age 83 now, aren't you?
82. I'm 82 still. Don't
82, okay. All right. Good. So we were talking about the issue of the extradition matter.
Yeah, I'm saying it should have taken 10 years. People may call Jack Warner a villain. To some, he might be a hero. That for me is not important. What is important is what lessons have we learned from this kind of 10-year delay. 10 years. I want to repeat for a third time. 10 years it took for us to reach this stage. I'm saying that is not fair. It is justice, not even legal. It is justice deformed. And I have a problem with that.
Do you think it was politically motivated at the time?
Of course it was politically motivated, but I'm not so much concerned about that. I mean, many things in this country today are politically motivated. And it's something that we have to learn to live with. But my concern, I'm saying, is the very duration it took, 10 years. I have no pretension against anybody, I mean, people might like Jack Warner, there's nothing I could do about that. There's some, of course, who would like him. I say thanks very much. Others who would hate him, I say, okay, fine. But I have no quarrel with that. All I'm saying is, I have spent a lot of time, and it has done me a disservice that I had to wait 10 years to get justice.
Yeah. Now, Mr. Warner, you would of course have experienced the highs, lows, and highs again of politics in Trinidad and Tobago. You were part of the UNC party that ushered in our first female prime minister. You were responsible for her becoming prime minister. We said that back then, and I'm saying it now. Of course, you had that falling out with her at the time. You resigned from the party. And I guess you were also part of the responsibility of her not getting a second term in office through your newspaper and your political party, the IFP. You've since, I don't want to use the word kiss and made up, but you've basically made up with Mrs. Prasad Bisesa and probably also helped her again becoming prime minister. How do you feel about these political shenanigans that you would have had to go through over the years?
I don't even call it shenanigans. The fact is that I have made consistently a decision that the PNM is not the best thing for this country. They masquerade as a black party, but if you look at the history of the PM, really, you'll see that blacks are the ones who have been decimated by this government time and time again. I felt that the country was not going down a correct path, and I had no alternative but to join a party that I thought would bring some help. Yes, we had our disagreement, but tell me where in the world, tongue and teeth, do have, of course, some disagreement. What is important is not the disagreement, is the fact that we have been able to put our heads together once again for the common good. And I make no apologies for that.
All right. And all right, the fact that the UNC is now in government again, how do you see them governing this time around? We would have heard words from Mrs. Prasad Bisesa about this is Kamla 2.0 or whatever. Do you think that she can keep a better grip of her government than she would have previously done?
Well, I think up to now she is displaying that kind of fortitude. If she does not do that, then she'll pay the ultimate price. The fact is that this is an unforgiving country, you know. And ask me, I could tell you, this is a country without pity. And therefore, Mrs. Prasad Bisesa has to keep her promises, has to make sure that her ministers are kept in line, kept in check. And I'm happy that what I've seen. In fact, I recall a week or two ago, she publicly chastised one for what she says getting out of his lane.
Do you think that she may have already made errors in terms of some of her appointments, and the fact that people of who would have, how I should put it,
I have seen no
excoriated her are now government ministers?
Is what?
Who the people who would have previously excoriated her are now government ministers?
Sure, and I'm saying again, that shows to me, that shows a level of maturity. If you can make amends and join together for the common good, what is wrong with that? Who say you have to be permanent enemies or permanent friends? At the end of the day, what is important is what is good and best for the country. And I have no problem with that whatsoever.
Well, that goes back to your one of your famous sayings, yesterday is yesterday, today is today.
And nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Right?
Yeah. But Mr. Warren, given your experience in government and with what is taking place with realignments and stuff, and Ms. Bisesa herself, it seems taking on a lot more responsibility. At this stage, do you think that she is capable of handling all this responsibility that is now coming her way?
I think that she has to do that until she has been able to groom the ministers properly. At least you have to bear in mind that some of these ministers are newbies, literally, and they have to be, and they were thrust into office without any kind of prior training, as it were. And she has to take charge and do what is necessary to keep them in line. At the end of the day, I mean, I see people talking about cabinet overhaul and reshuffle and so on. That is not a foolishness. What she has done in terms of her cabinet, what people say reappointments, is to streamline things as they were. Take National Insurance Board, for example. That has to come under finance. It can't go anywhere else. Take the criminal justice system. That has to go under Mr. Jeremy. It can't go anywhere else. And therefore, experience has shown her that these changes were necessary to be made, and she made them. And I'm sure that she makes no apologies for what she has done, because this is in the best interest of the country.
Are you at all being consulted by Mrs. Prasad Bisesa and at all?
We say hi and bye from time to time. That's the level of our consultation. And I don't expect more than that at this stage. But we do say hi and bye. We of course are, I want to say we are on friendly terms, so to speak. And this is what is important at this point in time.
Now, one second, Sir Charles.
Go ahead.
During the campaign, you had, if I remember correctly, had said that you have no problem serving in government again. Does that still hold right now?
That still holds, and I don't have to be government to serve, but that still holds. At whatever level the government believes that I can be functional in their interest, in their best interest, fine. And if they don't believe so, then so be it. But at the end of the day, I hold myself. I'm ready to serve at any level, or at no level at all. That is what is not important for me.
So, Charles, you had a question?
Yeah, Mr. Warner, what is your view on what is taking place right now with Trinidad, Tobago, Guyana, Venezuela, the build up in the Gulf? I'm sure you will be watching and having your opinions. Would you like to share your opinions on what is taking place? How do you see it there?
Well, I think that in our own national interest, the Prime Minister has spoken, and she will have, in a sense, more information than I would have with you, Sir Charles.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, she is in the bowels of what's taking place. She is looking after the country's interests. I have said repeatedly in various fora that CARICOM is not delivering as it should. CARIFTA, then CARIFORM, name change makes no difference. We have not delivered. After some 20, 30 years, what have we achieved as a nation in CARICOM or CARIFTA as a rule? In my humble view, almost nothing. And therefore, if she decides to look after our interests or national interests, so be it. I don't believe that all this saber rattling and so on would result in any kind of conflict. What I think, however, is that at the end of the day, we shall be strong as a nation and we shall benefit from what is taking place at this time.
Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on our alignment with the U.S. and, as people say, the strategic alliance that seems to be taking place? So, what are your thoughts where Trinidad and Tobago is concerned?
Who am normally loquacious and hopefully eloquent, would not like to answer that question, because you will understand that the U.S. is not my best friend. I'm quite sure. For them, I am not. So for the time being, let us stay apart. Let me watch the U.S. from afar, and let them do the same to me at this point in time.
So what? To follow up Sir Charles's question, more specifically, a government led by Donald Trump. How do you feel about it?
Donald Trump is free to lead his government in the best way his government thinks best. A country gets the government it deserves, is still alive today as ever. And if the US people believe that Donald Trump is their best bet, their best option, so be it. They will either rise or fall based on that. I make no judgment whatsoever on Donald Trump nor his governance.
Yeah. Mr. Warner, almost immediately upon taking the reins of power on April 28th, the new UNC government would have sent home at somewhere around the region of 40,000 people, most of them at lower level jobs, and some contract workers. CPEP, URP, reforestation, certain ministries would have sent home people, and up to yesterday, news came that people in the sports ministry were also sent home. What is your opinion on that?
Many of these jobs were political jobs that had no value, no meaning, but simply, of course, jobs given to friends and fans of the PNM. And Mrs. Prasad Bisesa and the government, they are correct and right in trying to reform these different institutions. My problem, however, is if they stay too long in reforming them, then it poses a problem. And it's coming soon, very soon, hopefully in the budget, I imagine, when we'll have to say in some form or fashion how these institutions should be reformed. For example, should you have CPEP going into agriculture, going into the infrastructure and so on, instead of cutting grass or moving stones? We have to look and see how we can restructure this and remove the political bias that has plagued these organizations from day one. You know as well as I do, Wendell, there are people there who don't work at all, receive fat salaries, take a lot of bribes and so on. Some of them are overseas studying and drawing salaries and so on. These things are not correct, and therefore sometimes you have to squeeze the orange to get the juice. But at the end of the day, the juice is always sweeter.
Yeah. Now, we've been hearing this issue of corruption within these programs, Mr. Warner. Could not have been fixed without sending home the thousands of workers that were in fact sent home?
The corruption was too deep-seated, too pervasive, and you had to fix it quickly. Otherwise, you would go into the same kind of disaster that the PM left. So you had to take the bull by the horns, Wendell, and you had to stop it and fix it. As I said before, you have to do so quickly, because the longer you stay, the more problematic it will come for the country.
Yeah. because it is in fact affecting a lot of the communities.
Oh, sure, I know this. This is a fact, and the whole economy is affected as such. That's why I'm saying again, it has to be fixed quickly. And I hope the budget would give us some idea on where they're going with these institutions.
Yeah.
Well, that takes us into on a whole other areas you mentioned now. The budget, we are all looking forward to it. No date has been set so far. I don't know if you have something in your back pocket that somebody would have told you, but so far we are all waiting on the budget. What are your thoughts where the budget is concerned? What are some of the expectations that you will be looking out for? Because I'm sure you will have some expectations.
I would tell you that I don't want to see in the budget. In the budget, I don't want to see new taxes. I don't want to see vanity projects. I don't want to see depreciation. If you could avoid these three things, then for me, your budget is perfect. You have to look at health, education, and job creation. And therefore, of all the budgets we have had so far in this country, for me, this is the one that is most anxiously awaited for by everyone, to see what the government is putting forward as new initiatives to carry this country forward.
But how do you spend more, Mr. Warner? How do you continue with the spending that we've been doing without raising revenue? Because we would have cancelled, this government would have cancelled the revenue authority and stop a lot of other revenue raising
They can do the very same thing that the PM has done for 10 years, borrow. But on this occasion, unlike the PM, they have to be accountable. Account for the money that you borrow. During the COVID epidemic, we got a serious amount of loans from various sources and so on. Have these ever been accounted for? This is the kind of thing I'm talking about. Then you have to have cuts where there is a lot of waste taking place and so on, a lot of corruption. You have to cut that. And in doing so, therefore, you should have your house in order. I'm not saying that the budget wouldn't be an efficient budget, but it will be one where the institutions, the government shall be now held accountable for what it has borrowed as a consequence.
But Mr. Warner, during the COVID time, a lot of money went into the health industry. But nobody lost their jobs in the public service.
But you have to account for the money you borrow. When there is no secret. Look, let me digress for 2 seconds. Mm-hmm. We read about agreement between Venezuela and Trinidad, with of course George Young, and they would pay the Venezuelans X millions of dollars. Don't we have a right to know as a country what this agreement is about? Mustn't we know as taxpayers where we're heading, how the money is being spent? Is it fair for us to be treated as second-class citizens in our own country, where some people believe that they alone have a reservoir of knowledge and all the others, of course, don't? I don't accept that. And one thing I think that your party, when they particularly has been guilty of, is a lack of accountability. They don't account to anybody anywhere. Even they travel overseas, they come back here, of course. They don't hold a press conference and tell people what they have done or what they have failed to do. This can't continue.
Are we speaking about this current government? Because Dr. Oli always held press conferences
Dr. Oli
and gave accountability.
Dr. Oli has never accounted for the series of trips he has held overseas and what this country has gained as a consequence. Mrs. Posad,
we'll have to disagree on that one, though, eh?
Well, all right, that's fair enough. I mean, after all, we can disagree, but we can't be disagreeable.
No problem. But the issue too of the license, and you said that we have no knowledge of it. Since the government changed, what is stopping this government from telling us what it was?
Time. Time. 5 months is not a long time, Wendell. I know a lot of people want magic and so on in 5 months. There's a lot of expectation and so on, but 5 months is not a long time.
Yeah. So you are hoping that most, if not all, of the answers will be provided in the upcoming budget.
I hope so, and so many other persons as well. I hope you too as well. The fact is, I'm saying that, and possibly that's one of the reasons why the date for the budget hasn't been given us yet. Because this is not a normal budget. It has to be a budget with a difference if we have to survive as a country, and therefore it takes time. So I see people rushing to say budget day X and Y, and Input is saying that if budget is announced soon, hell and fire and brimstone will fall on the country. A lot of foolishness. It takes time. And you have to make sure that this budget, more than any other before, leads to a path that we can survive in the years to come.
You know, as you said, it's going to take time, and with a lot of the persons, with, as I said, the government is trying to weed out corruption in some of the institutions. People are being sent home, and people are looking at labor not really standing up or having the same level of activism to, you know, as they probably would have had with the last administration. Is it that Labour is also looking at, because they have an interest in government now, is it Labour is also looking at that time frame, giving the government the opportunity to try and get things in order before, or if they will ever start a rumble?
I believe that Labour, and particularly trade unions, have to change their role. In the past, where you would, of course, march and demonstrate and ask for 10% and 20% and 30%, that era is over. And you have to sit down with the government now. Labour and government, they have to come together to work out a system or systems whereby they can both live together in this country. We cannot continue the old days of George Weeks and Mansell and these guys and so on. That is over. You have to, and that is why I commend them so far for their behavior and attitude. I commend the Minister of Labour, for example, for he has come from the belly of Labour, so to speak. I like what I see and read about Mr. Thomas in the PSA, and things of course are looking up. But Labour cannot be the same thing, marching the street up and down. Blowing horns and beating pans, asking for X, Y, and Z when the country can't afford it. And I'm saying that, of course, this new mood, this new ethos, so to speak, is helping us a great deal.
But Mr. Warner, the unions clearly align themselves with the government in opposition because of the promises that they were made. Do you expect those promises now to be fulfilled? Because you're saying that the days of marching the streets and so on are maybe over. But if those promises are not fulfilled, then we may very well revert to those days.
I don't know what promises can be fulfilled and what can't be fulfilled. I am not able to predict that at this stage. What I do know, however, is that we all have to be honest with each other. We all have to share information. We all have to behave as if this is a collective, this government and this country being run by a collective effort. It's not we and they. It's not they above here talking down to you below here. If this attitude, this new mood is alive and kicking today in Labour as it is, then we are in for, of course, some good times, some good days.
Yeah. Mr. Monet, just in the final few minutes that we have as we go up to 8 o'clock, I can't let you leave unless, two things are happening where football is concerned in Trinidad and Tobago. The people are talking about the quality of the team. It looked like we may or may not be able to make it to the next World Cup. And then we are also having an issue with the name of moving from Soca Warriors. We're not sure what it might move to. What are your thoughts on those two issues?
Since 2011, I have not seen a football match, nor have I even been invited to one. No, and I'm saying so I've kept far from football. But it's my passion, it's in me. Where I am and who I am, in a large measure, these things have been achieved through football. So it pains me for what I'm seeing. Let me be clear with you. When I was in football actively, I fought for the World Cup qualifiers from 1.5 to 2 to 2.5 to 3 to 3.5. So I should give the Caribbean countries a window. Today, we have 8 teams qualifying for the World Cup. 8. And let me say again, I don't think there are 8 World Cup teams in CONCACAF, but that's another story. And of the 8 that we have now, we are not looking very good. And that is why I said in another place, I said that Dry Chalk needs help. I was pilloried as usual for saying so. But as I said, of course, I am an old school. I don't know about old school football. I don't know. It's still 11 playing 11. So I don't know what old school and new school. But I was spared because he needs help. But I was there, and Boosie Sinclair was the coach. After 3 games, we had 1 point. What did I do? I went out and sought help to Bin Haka, and we qualified. And history seems repeating itself. But they have to be able to first accept the fact that they need help. The second point I want to make is that I made sure, when I was in football, to take every speck of dust in the Caribbean and make it a FIFA member. Whether it's Anguilla, Bahamas, St. Kitts, Nevis, all of them, Aruba, Curacao, I brought into CONCACAF, and then FIFA, to the point where each of them today gets $1 million every 4 years, over 4-year period, 250. Now, added to that fact, in the CONCACAF, I made sure that the Caribbean dominated the membership. So we have in CONCACAF 25 members in the whole of CONCACAF. So 25 from 25, the Caribbean dominates CONCACAF. I can even change the rules if they want to. So I give them a cushion and I left them politically secure. 25 Caribbean countries out of a 35 membership. They chose a Canadian as their president, and they agreed to pay him $200,000 a month, apart from perks and so on. You know what that could have done for the Caribbean? But that is what they want. Who today are our leaders? When last did you hear about the Caribbean Football Union? When last did you hear about any country that was doing what Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago used to do in the past, or even Haiti? Things have changed. Things have declined tremendously, and all I'm doing, my friend, is looking on. With grief, I must say. So looking on.
Yeah. So that's where we have to leave it for today. Because of time, we really want to thank you so much for sharing your time with us. Any parting comments?
Well, like you, I look forward to a budget that will carry this country forward, and I remain very sanguine, very positive that this will happen. So again, let's all wait and see.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Warner, for being our guest.
No problem.
All right. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
And let your IT man show you what to do next time, huh? Another report for work, Anyway, let's do news and then we come back and close off.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio and Guile Caribbean. I'm Derek. President Christine Carla Kangaloo has approved a sweeping reshuffle of ministerial responsibilities on the advice of Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar. The changes, formalized in the latest Gazette and effective October 3rd, include major shifts in Homeland Security and public utilities. Minister Roger Alexander now takes charge of the prison system, while Barry Patterath gains oversight of power generation, including TGU and PowerGen. Attorney General John Jeremy retains his post but now handles the Criminal Justice Unit only, with several commissions and tribunals transferred to Justice Minister Devesh Maharaj. Saddam Hussein now leads the new Ministry of Land and Legal Affairs, focusing on land management and tenure regularization. The Health Minister loses the National Health Insurance portfolio to Finance Minister Davendranath Tanku, while the Prime Minister's office assumes control of constitutional reform, heritage buildings, and several housing programs. Other adjustments affect the ministries of Agriculture, Housing, Culture, and Trade, marking one of the most extensive cabinet realignments in recent years. The Ministry of Health has announced the rollout of the revised Chronic Disease Assistance Program, or CDAP, effective today. Health Minister Dr. Lakram Bodo says the updated program follows a full review launched in June to improve its clinical, operational, and financial performance. The revised CDAP now includes several new free medications, among them losartan, clopidogrel, risperidone, sertraline, and rosuvastatin, available at pharmacies nationwide. Bodo says the changes will benefit more than 300,000 citizens, particularly those in rural and underserved communities, by improving access to care, enhancing diagnostics, and cutting costs. First introduced in 2003, CDAP provides free medication for conditions such as hypertension, diabetes, asthma, and mental health disorders. Officials say the upgrade marks a major step toward better treatment outcomes for patients across Trinidad and Tobago. Two political analysts have criticized former Prime Minister and Energy Minister Stuart Young over a Facebook post accusing Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar of gaslighting the nation about the Dragon gas field deal. In his post, Young questioned whether the government actually had an OFAC license and accused the Prime Minister of selling out Trinidad and Tobago's interests. However, political analyst Dr. Indira Sejuan said Young was misrepresenting what Persad-Bissessar stated, noting she clearly said the license process was still ongoing. She also dismissed claims of disrespect toward Venezuela, adding the Prime Minister has maintained a diplomatic tone. Dr. Shane Mohammed called Young's comments a false narrative meant to damage the government's credibility ahead of the upcoming Tobago House of Assembly election. He said the previous administration under Young had itself lost the OFAC license and should accept responsibility. After months of investigations, a Trinidad and Tobago soldier has been charged in connection with the disappearance of nearly 28,000 rounds of military-grade ammunition from Camp Camudo. Defense Force officials say the warrant officer responsible for the bunker faces 3 charges, including negligence and bringing the regiment into disrepute. The matter will be heard internally with the Chief of Defense Staff, Air Vice Marshal Daryl Daniel, to decide if it proceeds to a court-martial. The ammunition went missing in February, triggering a lockdown and search of the camp. A board of inquiry later found evidence of a possible cover-up and discrepancies in how the ammunition was reclassified from operational to training rounds. Officials have also linked regiment-stamped ammunition to several gang-related murders, raising serious national security concerns. A 13-year-old boy is among 2 suspects arrested during a national security operation that foiled an attempt to smuggle contraband into the Aroca Maximum Security Prison using a drone. The overnight operation began around 6:30 p.m. Friday and involved the police service, defense force, and prison service. Officers intercepted the suspects near Ford Street Extension, Bon Air, after they tried to flee through bushes and leap from a 25-foot embankment. They were captured following a river search. Seized items included over a kilogram of marijuana, 256 packs of cigarettes, 15 cell phones, a drone with 16 batteries, and other prohibited items. Police said this is the second foiled drone drop in recent days, as law enforcement continues to crack down on smuggling operations targeting the prison. Since 2013, the counter-trafficking unit has rescued more than 900 victims, mostly Venezuelan women and girls. Deputy Director Dane Marie Marshall says 80 people have been charged under the Trafficking in Persons Act, including 15 women. Only 2 have been convicted, a police officer and a bar owner. Director Alan Miguel says trafficking is linked to organized crime, including drug and arms smuggling and money laundering. Officials say most victims are lured from Venezuela through false job promises and later forced into sexual exploitation. The CTU hopes to move Trinidad and Tobago to Tier 1 status on the U.S. Trafficking Index by securing more convictions. Internationally, 5 people, including a 15-year-old girl, have been killed in a wave of Russian missile and drone attacks across Ukraine overnight. President Volodymyr Zelensky said the strikes, which hit multiple regions, including Lviv and Zaporizhia, also left tens of thousands without power. 4 members of one family were killed in the village of Lepivka, while another person died in Zaporizhia. Ukraine's Air Force reported intercepting part of the assault, saying Russia launched more than 500 drones and over 50 missiles. Lviv's regional head described it as the largest attack there since the full-scale invasion began in 2022. Neighboring Poland scrambled fighter jets, with NATO aircraft also deployed to secure the region's airspace. Moscow's defense ministry said it carried out what it called a massive strike on Ukrainian military and infrastructure targets, Zelensky renewed calls for stronger air defenses, saying faster international support is needed to end what he called Russia's aerial terror. And that's news at this time.
That was news now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Don't miss Furniture Plus Inventory Blowout Sale. Get up to 65% off in-store and online. Enjoy massive savings on furniture, appliances, and more. Hurry, this deal won't last. Shop now and save big at Furniture Plus.
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop. Located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Devantry tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charmflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair. We do it all.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
We are back on the inside, yeah.
Ooh, the chat was busy, boy. Woo.
It's all kind of conversations going on.
Yeah, but you didn't do anything about the troll, I see. Whoever.
I don't know who was the troll. I was trying to go through the thing, but I with everything else, I can't really go through it properly.
The person just send a whole pile.
We'll talk about it after, so I'll look out for it next time.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, we have come to the end of our show. We want to thank Mr. Warner. This week, though, we will have hoping to get some other interesting guests to treat with some of the issues that have been happening in the country. This issue of the retirement age and what could possibly come in this budget here in terms of bringing relief to so many of the citizens who are now jobless. You know, it must be a concern for this government. I don't know that they could do a budget and not address those concerns. So we wait and see. You know,
but I am really hoping that they do. As Mr. Warner said, you know, I understand. Oh, let me get back on my camera. Yeah, let me get back on my camera. Yeah. So, but anyway, believe how much little things is. I could not fly a plane, you know. No, because you know you have your checklist, this, that, and something. When you go through the checklist, you still realize you're missing. Right now, look, we'd be flying, and some switch should be off.
You might not know if you ever become a pilot. Eh?
No. Yeah, but going back to the what Mr. Warner said, and I understand if government has to do its stuff, and if somebody's actually making an attempt to really clean up the thing, finally, I have no problem with that. But as I said, I hope this is not a long-term thing, because we're going to have a very serious time. People have been affected. Christmas and the Carnival coming, and people need their money. That is additional stress you're putting on people.
Right.
So I really hope that it is finally the address, and the government have some, just as it was sweeping and closing it down, it is sweeping in revealing the new setup.
Yeah, and putting something back in place.
Yeah, we have to get things in place.
Yeah.
When I hear about that situation with the 13 or 15-year-old boy that they held trying to smuggle with drones into the prison, watch now, these drones could carry real weight, boy. You hear the kind of things that these drones carrying?
No, I didn't. That story trended over the weekend.
Yeah, they had because they had I think last week they foiled a drone drop in one of the prisons, right? And then over the weekend we had coming into the weekend or somewhere around that, they had another situation where they were trying to drop off marijuana and cigarettes, cell phones, and the amount of things that they talked about. I said, well, these drones could carry real weight. I say, my little stupid drone, I fly every now and then.
Well, Roger go fix that, Sir Charles.
What is that?
Roger go fix that. Roger in charge of prisons now.
Yeah, so we
Roger
have a
go
minister.
fix that.
Yeah, so we have a minister of prisons, just like we had a minister of police.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, the government seem to be thinking alike.
At the end of the day, you're seeing so many things continue, because we would have been blaming minister after minister after minister over the years. But there are some things just continue because it's a culture in a particular ministry. You understand? It's a culture that some people work and some people don't. And that's why micromanaging sometimes is important. I don't particularly like it. There's a book, people, I don't know if you've ever read it, called 1 Minute Manager. People should read that. People who are in managerial positions should, in fact, read that book. It's called 1 Minute Manager, where you could just take one decision and you manage multiple things at the same time. You understand? Read the book. Folks, have an absolutely wonderful day. Remember to let go and let God. There's only one life. You got to live it. Far Rockaway, thanks for joining the show at the last minute.
Eventually he did.
Yes, eventually he did.
So people, stay with us here on New Era TT Radio, because after the television feed and the YouTube and Facebook feed stops, we continue to stream on newerattradio.com. Get familiar if you're not familiar with it. newerattradio.com, New Era TT Radio on TuneIn, because we have great programming all throughout the day. Okay, so join us, stay with us, like, subscribe, and don't forget, on all of the platforms there is a support button. All right, hit that support button and see if you can lend some support to keep New Era TT Radio alive and alive. Really appreciate it. So people, this has been
The Breakfast Show.
Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The Breakfast Show.